This is Moments Without Reason with Alan Prohaska and Joe Peralta. A couple of fellas sitting around chatting about whatever comes up. If you've got something on your mind you'd like to share, hit us up on email at momentswithoutreason@gmail.com. Moments Without Reason. And now your hosts, Alan and Joe.
Another episode of Moments Without Reason. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Joe Peralta, Alan Prohaska. We're here, back again for another week of fun and games.
Yep, hopefully more fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
Joe, you just rolled back in again from Kentucky.
Get it right. No. Tennessee. Come on. Yeah.
Joe brought me a whittling knife.
Yep, they're at the airport.
At the airport, and yep.
For sale there.
as you board the plane.
Yeah. Souvenir whittling knives. I will take 2 of them.
Here's a pelt, son. Take this with you. Give this to your friends.
Yeah.
How was your travels, man?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah. You were out there for a bit.
Yeah, a week.
Wow.
But I did the road trip, flew into Nashville, drove down to Chattanooga, and then drove over to Knoxville. And beautiful country down there, man.
Is that where the Smoky Mountains are? No. Yes?
You know what? No idea, dude. I should know those things.
Yeah, no, we both should.
I thought Arkansas, wasn't it? I'm
Not sure.
But
wow.
No, just beautiful drive out there. All of a sudden you're driving and you come over this mountain and there's like a lake and a river and
Very nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Our prices it's cheaper out in that neck of the country.
Yeah. I was a little concerned that gas was under $3.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's full service.
Yeah, really. Car wash, hot dog, and everything included.
Yep.
Wow.
But,
interesting.
Other than that, yeah. Oh, yeah, travels. No complaints about travel. You got your usual douchebags.
Oh, yeah, everywhere you go. Yeah. Everybody says that. Isn't that interesting?
Oh.
No matter where you're at in the country, don't they seem... Well, everywhere you go, there's bad people. Everywhere you go, there's bad drivers. Everywhere you go, there's this. I think that's bullshit. What do you think?
That is.
I think more parts of the country are more fucked up than other parts.
But it's always out of Denver,
You were in Denver again. I forgot that.
Yep, coming back.
You saw some more movie stars, too.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
I got to start jotting these. I got to start taking pictures.
Well, I actually asked you for an autograph. You know what? Our website will be up soon, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be up very soon. It's going to be momentswithoutreason.com. Don't go to it yet, though. You'll mess Heath all up 7 ways to Sunday. He's asked me not to.
Got 11,000 hits already.
Yeah, that's right. You bastards. No wonder I can't put it up. This guy, Heath, I think it's Arsenal. He's a web designer. We'll give him some plugs once we're up and running. He did... Say What podcast, their website, and several others, and he's got a great business, and he's also got a great new social networking thing going on. I'll plug everyone into that once we get up and running. Cool. But it's we'll put pictures up there as well when Joe makes his travels around the country. It'll be fun.
That's it.
The fun part is going to be you trying to take the pictures without the people knowing.
Oh, I do it all the time.
I'm not good at that. I'm not too good at that. I can't hold my phone the right way.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to do? You just kind of pretend like you're taking a selfie and you're really taking...
Oh, that's true. Else. I didn't think about that. Of course.
Come on. You got to be a pro, man.
It doesn't help that my phone...
didn't you used to have mirrors on your shoes? Come on, it's almost the same.
That's true. Ooh. Oh, ouch.
We're dating ourselves.
That's right.
Mirrors on your shoes. What the hell's that?
I know.
Oh,
What's the matter with you?
It's like when you just slide your iPod under the women's bathroom stall while it's running video.
Well, back then it wasn't a felony either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God.
Of course, it didn't matter because everyone back then wore granny panties, so it didn't.
One bad apple, man.
Yeah. If we would have found a shaved woman, it would have been like, she's a freak. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? Is that kielbasa she's running there?
Oh.
That's not a woman.
There's no way. There's something wrong with her. She's got to be way too young. So let's give a shout out to of course Say What podcast. We listen to those guys.
Say it right. Say what
podcast. That's good. I like that. You're gonna love this one. The Amish Baby Machine podcast, and it has nothing to do with Amish babies. It's just funny as hell. Everyone should take a listen. And also Ice-T, Final Level. Like him.
Okay.
Like that guy a lot. I was going to say shout out to Yeah Dude, the podcast. But, I listened to them a few times, right? Now, this is like the one of the number ones. There's quite a few number ones. These guys are the OGs, apparently. They're pretty young still. But, Joe, these guys get kudos because they've been around for a long time. And to me, that's great. You know what I mean? You're OG. I'll respect that. But you got to have some good content, too. So I listened to some of their stuff. They've broadcast like in front of audiences and everything. A couple of their shows were in Chicago, Philly, or something or other. But you know what? I didn't feel it, guys. The Oh Yeah podcast. I think you guys are great just because you're OGs, and we'll give you props for that. I don't know. Some of the we a lot of these podcasts have the same content. There's only so much weird shit you can talk about, right? It's how you present it.
It's out there.
It's how you present it. Yeah, no, it is. You're right.
But you just can't. You have to be out traveling, and that's the other thing too. Because you go online, and it is the same shit. The media, just
it is.
Brings out. I mean, it's the same crap.
No, that's right. That's right.
Woman dries baby in microwave. It's
right. It's like it's been done. We're not impressed. We did squirrels when we were young. Now it's babies. What's the difference?
That's it.
There isn't. I think.
I brought something up the other day about a new reality show. We were talking about Michael Vick, and and then the dog fighting,
right?
And, me, I always like to stir up crap.
Of course,
a couple of dog lovers, self-proclaimed dog lovers, man. I mean, we all love our pets.
Oh, sure.
But it's like these guys are just like, like they're more important than humans.
Right. No, I know the type. I know.
It's like where are you when a kid's being molested?
Right.
Like, that guy's going to get off in 6 years. But somebody kills a dog. Oh my God, he should get the death penalty.
Forget it. He's no good.
So I said, I heard Michael Vick's starting a reality show. It's dog fighting, and they put these two little puppies inside a microwave, and whoever wins gets out, and the other one gets fried. And the face, dude! You'd think I just fill in the blank as far as the atrocity I did.
Oh, sure. But, that's the thing, Joe. Joe has no filters, which is part of his appeal and his charm. I talk about this all the time here at home, and Joe and I go through this every few days with our parole officers. We don't. It doesn't. I don't think anybody has the right to decide what to filter and what to not. If you don't like what we're saying, then don't tune in. If you don't like what we're saying in a restaurant, then move your table.
That's it.
Or ask us to move. And the funny part is we would gladly move. Wouldn't
nobody asked me to move when I was doing Nasty Tickle Me Elmo.
I remember that we were at a very reputable, very upscale, I'll say like a 3-star, 4-star restaurant in downtown Walnut Creek.
Yep.
Significant others were there, wives and whatnot, and Joe went in to Tickle Me Elmo and said,
Elmo likes his nipples rubbed. Elmo likes to be tickled down there further south.
That was it. Now, let me set the stage for the listeners.
I can only see in one direction, and my blinders were getting narrower.
Well, we had a few drinks.
That's what I was going to say. As we had more to drink, my vision was getting narrower, so I couldn't see who was in.
But you know what? This was like a Friday night, Saturday night, and it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. We're having a dinner. There's mostly adults there. There happened to be a table, and in Joe's defense, he was not pointed in that direction. We had a few drinks, so the wives are, pulling out the chairs. We're sitting down. We're at the table, and I was kind of egging Joe on because I love Elmo, and Joe was doing this thing, and these kids were at this other table. And the first thing, now some people could say, what are these kids doing out at this later? What are those kids doing in this restaurant? And then we didn't
Same
do
thing,
that.
we were out drinking with the family.
Right, exactly. This, I think it was a European family. The kids were sauced. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Point being, Joe said this a few times, and I think the kids took notice.
I heard, when Jill said, you need to keep it down, I heard somebody go, Elmo's here, in a kid's voice, and I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah. That's right. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, kids have to learn sooner or later that Elmo's pretty trashy.
Yeah.
Elmo is, I don't know.
Outside the public limelight, he gets in the back of that limo and
Right. This is one of those things. I mean, kids are I don't know. I think people overreact, and that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but we had a good dinner that night, but to me, it was just funny. The kids I think it was funny when everybody kind of did the thing at the other table with the kids, when you're trying not to pay attention to people, and it shows. It's like that loud silence, and it's like they're all looking forward at the table at each other.
Yeah.
And they heard you.
See, I love being the exploiter.
Oh, sure.
The instigator.
Absolutely.
At the Sunday barbecue we were at, a friend of mine who passed away last year. That was the other thing. We were celebrating his life. He's been gone a year. John, you remember John Torres?
I do.
And his daughter's about 14, and she's a fun kid. But sometimes she kind of I think she tries to get under my skin, but she doesn't realize how dark I am.
Right.
So she came up and started doing this noise. It almost sounded like a broken kazoo.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And she's just doing it and doing it and doing it. And she goes, "Does that bother you?" And I whipped out a $5 bill and I said, "I'll give you $5 if you keep doing that for 2 hours."
That's perfect.
And she goes, "Cool." And she thought she was going to annoy me. And she's annoying everybody else, obviously.
Right.
And she's like getting tired. She's got tears in her eyes. Her hand's hurting. Can I say no?
Getting
$5.
carpal tunnel. I love it. That's. I
don't think she'll ever come to me and say, "I'm going to annoy you." Well, wait, no, it'll backfire.
Well, Joe, it's really weird lately. What's been really occurring to me is people are just so fucking uptight, man.
Oh, yeah.
What is up with us, with society, man? Everybody's just, I don't know what's going on. It's like
that's the media, man. We got ISIS hitting everybody. We got celebrities who are getting broken into their cloud pictures. What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like, okay. Well,
if you are that technologically inept,
right,
then and you cannot secure your phone, your wireless, whatever it is, power to the guy that parks in front of your house and wreaks havoc,
and cleans you out while you're at the store.
Do you know what? This is about 20 plus years ago when. People were hacking phone systems to dial out.
I remember that. I do remember that.
And I was working in Berkeley, and this one guy calls the Berkeley PD. Mm-hmm. They send a uniformed beat cop to, arrest whoever's been hacking into their phone system. And I'm sitting there going, "What the hell is this guy going to do?"
Right.
But I sat there, and you know what the guy said, and it made sense. Shit, I didn't even think of it. Mm-hmm. When you do not put security on your electronic system. Apparently, he's done this before. Mm-hmm. Because when you don't put security, it's like leaving your front door unlocked of your house.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's absolutely true.
And not expecting somebody to walk up, give it a try, give the handle. Same thing with your car. Right. You don't lock your car. There's people out there. That's what they do. They try the waters. They try to unlock your car, and if it unlocks, And
do you remember that, Joe? Do you remember growing up where we did stuff like that when we were kids?
I was a good kid. I didn't do anything wrong.
I tried the door. Joe started the car. So
I waited till somebody parked in front. And,
right.
Look, keys left in the ignition. Let's go.
Well, and that's the thing is if something happened to your car,
I could say this now, but I feel bad in hindsight. I was a young kid.
Well, and we all do, absolutely. Well,
me and my cousin took this one. We just took this old T-Bird. I was about 14, 15. Mm-hmm. And this lady left her car. It was one of the newer T-Birds, the big long nose.
Oh yeah.
We were just going to take it for a joyride and park it around where she was. We weren't dickheads, Mm-hmm. But we took the kid out of the car seat and put him on the sidewalk.
Yeah, see, and you had that common courtesy to do that.
But dude, my cousin gets in the car with me, and we're driving around, and it's like, all right, it's time to go back. We run out of gas.
Oh Jesus.
And a cop pulls up behind us.
Oh, yeah.
And,
that's not good.
I'm cool as rain, dude. He comes up to the window, and I go, "Hey, yeah, my mom, man, she's going to kill me now." And this is when gas is like 50 cents.
Right.
I said, "My mom's going to kill me." She goes, "Well, let me push you over to the gas station. Here's a couple of bucks." And my cousin's his eyes are going, "Dude, that was... I shit my pants 3 times."
Frosty Joe. But you know what, though, Joe? That goes to tell you. I mean, I've been through situations like that when we were both younger. They didn't assume. You know what I mean? You could have kids in the car and it wasn't stolen.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yep.
You know,
just had to be cool and
absolutely act like you were supposed to be where you was.
That's it.
And you're
How you
just
doing?
fine.
This is Alan and Joe.
I think that was a sign. After that, I went, that was too close. Won't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, times of just people are just like, man, they are so freaking paranoid about everything. And you're right about if you're not going to protect your data. You know what I mean? Mine is so I can't even get into my own fucking Dropbox and Google Drive, dude. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so I did the dual layer authentication,
fingerprint, retinal
biometric
scan,
fucking penis scanner. How does that work?
You have to piss in a can.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, I've got a little Mac. Apple comes out with everything out here in the great land of California. I've got to pee in this thing and push the drawer in, and it doesn't. I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, they have facial recognition too now. If it's got a camera, you can get this software where it recognizes your face.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Well, honestly, people don't think about it. I don't think it's utilized enough biometric. The iPhones have it. The 5S, they've got the biometric scanner on the power button on the bottom.
Yep.
You can put your fingerprint on there.
But they're saying that can be hacked.
Yeah, I mean it's true. I think in the next few generations of phones, it'll be.
You know what I think, and this, hopefully no companies come after me for this, but it's like going back to the phone system hacking. Mm-hmm. There was a show on 2020, I believe it was. It was back in the day. It was like in the early 90s, mm-hmm. and they interviewed these two guys who were doing the hacking. Granted, they blurred out their face,
right? And
they were telecom company employees.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's not surprising.
That were, that had set up, phone systems mm-hmm. to be able to receive calls and dial out. So you could call an 800 number, get into this company's phone system, and it's yours for the taking. You can just make calls wherever you wanted in the world.
Yeah.
And I went, and again, you start thinking, it's like, people, these viruses and just vulnerability that's out there on these phones.
Right.
You're going to tell me, what are the odds of somebody being that smart to know the technology enough to say, this is how we can break in?
Right.
There's true. You have these engineers that are working at whatever, $30 to $50,000 a year.
Right.
Putting this stuff together, and I can walk up to them and go, "Hey, I'll give you $100,000 if you give me the secrets to how to get in."
Oh man, they'd fall all over themselves giving it to you.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. You can wreak havoc, man. You can sit in an airport, and that's the thing. What they say, you can talking about Starbucks, mm-hmm. going, the free web. It's not free, man. You're on. You become part of that network. Whoever's sitting there around you.
Sure, that's right. That's absolutely right.
I mean, I don't think people realize what a network is when you log in with your wireless and you're not, protected. They can look at your computer.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think most people get that.
They don't.
You know what I mean? I don't think.
Oh, the cloud. I go, why are we having clouds?
Right.
When, I've got a hard drive that sits at home that backs up all my stuff.
Yep, that's what I got.
I don't need to pay for somebody else to store my stuff.
That's right. And now,
I mean, you're just not going to take it out, and it's kind of like, what is it? The storage companies. You put all your crap in there. You pay for it for like 8 months.
Self-storage,
self-storage, yeah. And then you never pay for it, and then they auction your shit.
Yeah, you're like, well, I didn't use that shit anyway.
You had a reality show afterward.
Yeah, isn't that some shit?
Wouldn't that I just created like 5 years from now. Watch, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't pay I heard about this. Somebody didn't pay their backup storage data,
mm-hmm.
and they were quoted X amount to convert all of their paper documents into electronic documents. And then they said, you know what? We underestimated. We're going to give you a new quote. She goes, well, I'm not going to pay it. She goes, well, we got your documents.
Ooh, holding them hostage. Yeah.
So can you imagine? I store all my pictures and everything else in there, on the cloud, and it's like, well, you didn't pay your bill. It's like, well, I want to see my pictures of my kids when they were growing up. It's like, fuck you, pal.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's exactly how it's going to
work. So I don't. No, I got this. I can, just go down to Fry's, buy me a terabyte drive, which is insane.
That's exactly right. Well, and that's the other thing is, okay, so these cloud companies, right? They have employees, right? These are like the zit-faced kids at fucking Best Buy and Target, right?
Yeah.
And he's working at a fucking server farm, right? With okay, you getting the picture here?
Oh right?
Yeah, he's walking around with fucking 2-gallon jug of Vaseline and a fucking beach towel. Right, jacking off to people's fucking family photos. Right? Are you kidding me? Is this what you know what I mean? Come on, man. It's like nowadays as cheap as a terabyte is, right? and as cheap as your own self-storage stuff can be, right? You know, I'm amazed companies like, but you know what, people, you know, Joe, it's like really weird. The more years on God's green earth, and I love it. Love it, love living, love people, everything else, right? But you know what? There are some seriously stupid sons of bitches put on God's green earth that were like a weird science experiment gone awry, and I stumble across them every day, man. It's like here's the frightening part: is they're reproducing, right, at a frightening rate. These people are multiplying.
They're just handing down their knowledge to
the
next generation.
Yeah. It's frightening. It's absolutely frightening.
I remember this. You know, I mean, it's like I said. I remember the stupid questions people would ask when cell phones were around. You know, you know, it's like somebody asked me once. I tried to call. Oh, somebody was missing their phone in you know, whatever location, and I said, well, let me call it. You know, and if it rings, and so I call it, and somebody blurted out, I can't remember who it was in the group, but they went, why is it taking so long? It's only like 20 feet away. I went, what did you just say?
Oh, yeah. Because it's like one of them walkie-talkies.
It's like a walkie-talkie, exactly.
Yeah, dumb shit.
So people do not understand.
No.
They think that what phone call is made from me to you. They do not understand all the intricacies of going from here to the cell tower, to the switch, to another cell tower, to you.
One of my early careers, among my 500 I've had, was regional...
Jamaican Allen.
One of them was making...
Why you have only 3 jobs, man?
You only 5 jobs, lazy bastard. One of them was regional distribution manager for Cellular One when it was owned by McCaw Telecom out of Portland, Oregon. And I was the regional distribution manager for, it was Northern Colorado, Fort Collins, right? Yep. And all of Wyoming, which pretty much was Cheyenne, Casper, and there was a little town, Buffalo. There was Laramie.
I like Casper. It's a nice little town.
You know, some of those towns were okay, and then my regional that I reported to was up in Billings, up in Montana. Okay, so we used to have people come in. Keep in mind, this was when the Microtac Light was big, right? Yeah, right. I had the car kit. You know, all you younger people are like, "What in the hell are they?" This was a flip phone, man. Dude, this was incredible. So we had the car kit, and it's funny because the bag phone was huge. Remember that?
Yep.
The bag phone, and man, you know, being the regional distribution manager, I hired on out of Los Angeles, and they relocated me. You know, I was living like a king, and the local talent was great. I mean, I was single, and you know, I don't know, it was fun. But anyway, my point being, you talked about technology. These farmers used to come in, and they'd say, "What is the range on that phone, boy? What's the range on that phone?" They thought it was the walkie-talkie thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like a ham radio. You know,
dude,
that
crazy. Yeah.
You transmit it out, and whoever grabbed your signal, rightfully so.
And for me and you, we're kind of like technophiles.
Yeah,
for me, it bothered me back then, Joe, because I got it easily. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like, look, here's a tower, here's a repeater, here's the way it works.
Right.
It's like a cop radio, kind of. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, here's the way, but even better, it's on the, and they didn't get it. And that was killing me. I was like, well, how can you not get this? And this was right when phones started going away from the 99 cents a minute thing. So you could actually get like 450 minutes, that kind of thing, you know? But yeah, McCaw Telecom. I worked for them, and then, they kind of started, you know, it started getting digital, and they started losing money. You know, we didn't make money on the handsets. You know,
no, it's you made money off the service. Exactly, dude. People don't get that free phone. No, it's not.
Right, exactly. They're not
You
getting
got to
that.
sign a 2-year contract.
Right, exactly. They should be giving you a $500 piece of equipment because you're going to be tied to them for the next 2 years.
That's it.
You know.
You know what's funny is when I did, you know, a couple years ago when I hardly ever read my bill.
Right.
But when I upgraded to one phone. It said free phone, and I bought something else in there, and they gave me a bill, and it was, you know, for like $20, $40 in accessories, but my bill was like $80, and I said, what the fuck is $80?
Right.
And they said, well, you still have to pay for the tax on the $600 phone.
No, you know what? I did that too. Yep.
Even though the phone's free,
Yep.
but it somehow worked into the plan to where you're still paying $600, just not directly.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I said, well, hold the fucking phone, because if I'm paying tax on the phone that should be covered within my payment, then I shouldn't be paying tax on the monthly then.
Exactly.
They went, you'll have to talk to my boss.
Dude, I've never met people in cell, not just cell, in phone, cable, etc. industry, right, that can make you feel like a fucking lunatic, like a dumb shit, and explain your bill to you and have you hanging up the phone like I've called them. And gone, no, fuck you. This isn't right, dude. I do not owe you $400, right? And you get on the phone with the customer service rep, right? And you hang up the phone going, you know, that makes sense. Until like 15 minutes goes by, right? And the little aura of the fucking mystique of retardedness wears off, right? And you kind of go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This doesn't make... Dude, have you been reading about Comcast?
Yeah.
And talking about the web designer, the web builder, Heath Arsenault out in Portland and Maine. Dude, fuck Comcast and fuck Time Warner. That's some dirty shit they're pulling to our brothers out there, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, and then I read this article after I read about this the site, you know, Time Warner basically going tits up for like a week, where people on the East Coast apparently are just like can't get on the internet. Never mind, people make their living from it. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
And then I read this article the other day. It says Time Warner and Comcast are actually merging. And it's like, so you've got all these little things coming out on YouTube and everywhere else about all this crappy customer service with Comcast. You know, they're recording these people going, well, you know what? Unbelievable, dude. Only in America, right, could some shitbag company like this. Dude, I got rid of Comcast when I had no other choice, and I went to DirecTV.
Right.
When we had cable, right? Because I was so sick of their shit. Dude, they would bill me for shit like an extra cable box. And then when I quit, I took them in. And like 6 months later, I get this bill for like this $400 cable box. I'm like, I just took it in. It's unbelievable, dude.
You know what? Yeah, because a lot of people don't check their bill.
No, and a lot of people steal that work for them, right?
What?
So, yeah, it's shocking, I know. So I turned it into the retail location, right? So go fucking talk to Boom Quisha.
You mean the prison exchange program?
The fucking work release prison exchange, absolutely. You know, so when I called in and got, talked to Boom Quisha and get the fucking box back from her, right? Hey, I'm sorry, dude. Every time I call customer service, I get an angry black woman on the phone. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm not being racial. I'm being fucking honest. I have never called in. I've never even gotten an Indian on the phone, dude. And I don't mean like fucking Tonto. I mean like curry.
You know, Tonto means dumb. So.
Does it really?
Yep.
What language is that?
Spanish.
Okay, so the Tontos over at fucking Comcast and fucking Time Warner, right? Yeah. No, dude, unbelievable. So you know what? I didn't care that these women were black. Here's the funny part, and I'm joking about the Boom Quisha thing, but you know what? What I cared about was that they were just angry. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you pissed at me for? I'm your customer, dude. I'm your bread and butter. I don't get that.
Nope.
I don't get that. And then to belittle me on the phone when I've been doing tech shit. I mean, I'm not a whiz. I'm learning every day, brother. Don't get me wrong. But you know what? When you talk to me like, did you plug the thing? And the first thing I've said to you is, I've done all of your protocols to make sure it works.
I am the same way, dude. If I'm calling somebody for support, I've already done 20 out of the 19 items on the checklist.
And probably done them twice.
Yep.
Fucking idiots. So, you know? So now I'm with AT&T Uverse.
Yep, I've got them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad. The bill mysteriously went up like $400 this month. I'll probably fucking look into that and probably call the number, and she'll be like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, you thought you can get away from me, huh, motherfucker?
You thought you was calling Uverse, huh, motherfucker? I transferred after I listened to your motherfucking podcast.
All right, man. I'm going to find you everywhere you go.
Janky ass.
What kind of car you drive? I'm going to go sit in that damn mechanic shop.
Cancel
you going to come in for an oil change one day. I'm going to fuck you up.
Cancel your motherfucking Max After Dark for your bitch ass is what I'm going to do. Fuck. God damn it.
That's not right. You and your fucking Tickle Me Elmo friend. Fuck him. My kids like Tickle Me Elmo.
I'm like your friend doing that Elmo bullshit on the radio.
That shit.
Fucking with you all. We have these momentary tirades. Hey, Joe, I got some funny story. Let me do one funny story at you.
Okay, go ahead.
We will take turns. Okay, you have some choices here, right?
All right.
Okay. And that's just because
press A.
There's so much
naked woman in shower. Press 2 for and falling downstairs.
There's just too much silly shit out there. So pot shops are shunned. P-O-T shops are shunned by banks. Haul in the cash. Oil tanker vanishes with it's one of your favorite states. It's Texas. Oil tanker vanishes with $100 million cargo off of Texas. Teen with amazingly long neck to undergo surgery. That's gross. It's just a picture. I mean, I sent you this one before that you cannot unsee the air sex championships. Airline seat reclining sparks another skirmish. This is whatever. I sent you the one about the cobra's severed head biting the cook, and you sent me a thing back saying dumb shit. Why a $177,000 Porsche squeaky brakes? That's stupid. Oh, the Facebook. Did I send you that? This Facebook stalking wife learns the husband has 3 other wives. That's actually a few weeks old, but we never
I don't know. Let's just spin the wheel. Just throw a dart at it.
Or the New Mexico sheriff accused of assaulting a motorist. That's a few weeks old, too, but we can talk about either of those. Let's do the Facebook stalking wife learning about the... I don't think we've done this, have we?
No.
Okay. So this guy, he tried to commit... Wait, no. What is this? Why is this doing this? Never mind. It's being weird. This is... yeah, I try... Oh, okay, here we go. Let's try it this way. Just bear with us, folks. We'll be just fine. This isn't going to open. No. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the internet connection was brought to you by Universe.
Yeah, no, really. That's right. Okay, here we go. Here's a cop. Let's do the cop story. New Mexico. This guy's a sheriff, dude. He is actually a sheriff. Thomas Rodella, the Rio Arriba County Sheriff, and his son, right? So the FBI last Friday, arrested this New Mexico sheriff, right, and his son for threatening a motorist with a gun. They assaulted him and then falsely charged him with trying to run them down. I like this. This is only in America, dude. This is like Gestapo shit going on here. Okay,
wasn't that Death Race 2000?
Yeah, David Carradine's somewhere in the wings. I can feel it.
There you go.
Rio Arriba County Sheriff Thomas Rodella. This guy's only 52. He actually looks Samoan. He's 52. His 26-year-old son, Thomas Jr., they were indicted Tuesday on civil rights, firearms, and unreasonable seizure and falsifying documents charges relating to a March 11th. This is a little bit ago. It takes the feds a while to get going. A confrontation in northern New Mexico. They pleaded not guilty. Everybody pleads not guilty. Rodella, whose wife, Debbie, is a longtime Democratic state rep. Well, of course she is. Has been mired in misconduct scandal for years. Began with his years in the state police from 82 to 95. So let's see what it says, okay? Here we go. The indictment says the Rodellas were driving fast on State Route 399 in the sheriff's personal Jeep SUV. And initially, they started tailgating the victim, okay? So sheriff's cruising along car, got his kid with him. The victim says he was driving the speed limit of 35. The man pulled his white sedan off the road to let them pass. The Rodellas parked in front and motioned to this guy to exit his car and fight.
How do you motion? Do you, wave and then show a fist?
You know what I picture? I picture some fucking idiot like this guy standing out in the middle of the road with his knickers on and his hands up in, Queensberry rules, get out of the car.
Yeah.
You fucker. You dare to block the road? I'm the sheriff. Do you know who I am? So he motioned...
Or I'll say stop again.
He should have just ran over him, dude. The man then sped off, right? Okay. This was probably a scared guy. You know what I mean? The Rodellas gave chase with the son at the wheel. This is getting interesting. They eventually cornered him in a dead-end lane. This guy's like a fucking dog trying to get away from him. They cornered him. Yeah, dude, this is scary. And you're in New Mexico. You know what I mean? There's nothing there, dude. I drove through New Mexico, right?
Yep, there's nothing new about it.
No, dude, I didn't stop. You know what I mean? I was out of it. If I had some meth, I would have used it. That's how out of it I was like, I can't stop here. And it was frightening. It was absolutely frightening. So they eventually cornered him in a dead-end lane. The sheriff, who was not in uniform, he jumped out with a silver revolver in his hand and hit the motorist with the gun. That shit hurts, man. I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly.
He hits
your role-playing nights get a little crazy.
They do get a little weird, don't they?
Yeah.
According to the indictment, the driver begged not to be shot. This poor guy's going, dude, I'm sorry, I'll go 48 next time. Fuck, what?
Yeah.
Junior Rodella then dragged the man from his car, threw him face down in the dirt, and said, "Don't you know that's the sheriff?" Wow.
You know what? I swear to God, dude, somebody watched Smokey and the Bandit one too many times.
Yeah, it's not over. When the victim asked to see his badge, which should be a normal thing.
Right?
Can I see your badge? After you hit me with your gun?
He peed on his face.
Dude,
here's my
it's
badge.
awful. Isn't that terrible? The sheriff pulled his head up by the hair and slammed his badge into the victim's right cheek and eye and yelled, "You want to see my badge? Here's my badge, motherfucker."
Wow.
The sheriff then called his deputies to the scene and then falsely claimed the man had tried to run them over. Okay, so basically they're facing 20 years. They're denying everything, right? But here's the thing. This guy, who's the sheriff, as a New Mexico trooper before, he was disciplined for... You're going to love this. Smoking marijuana, improperly using a weapon, falsifying official reports, abusing sick leave, and using his position for personal gain. And last year, Joe, not done yet. Don't pass judgment yet, my friend. Not yet.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
I'm still on the fence.
You are on the fence. I can feel it. Not finished
I'm ready
yet.
to move. I'm ready to move to vote. You know.
I think so. Last year, the FBI also investigated him, his entire department, stating that in lieu of traffic fines, his staff accepted donations to a scholarship fund that the sheriff controlled. Shocking. Shocking. In June, just after he lost the Democratic primary in his bid to be reelected for another 4 years, FBI agents raided his Espanola home over the alleged assault. Okay, former magistrate. Oh, and here's the thing. He was a former magistrate judge. And even though the state Supreme Court had ousted him for misconduct and permanently barred him from judicial office, he became sheriff in 2010. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to pass judgment. This fucker's guilty. He's guilty. Color of authority. Take him away. Throw him under the fucking jail. You know why? You're having a bad day and you got a badge? Fuck you. It's not right. Don't do that.
Law of averages. You know what? If he's taking care of, I mean, if the streets are crime free,
so they're not, as long as he's on them. Fuck.
Or if he's afraid to commit a crime.
Dude,
Afraid
so,
to speak.
I mean, think about it. You're screwed. So we blow through that town, right? Okay?
Yeah.
We're there for the art, the fucking wine, the dust, whatever, right? Okay. Yeah. We're cruising through town, and we're like, okay, this is the town where that fucking psycho sheriff lives, right? Okay. I don't want to go too slow, but if I go too fast, I'm still getting a ticket. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, you don't get a ticket. You gotta pay. Yeah. You gotta pay. You gotta donate.
And he's his face, dude, on the
What's his name?
His press picture. Joe, if you saw his picture, you would know. His face is a smile hiding an angry man.
What's his name?
His name is Rodella.
Rodella.
Doesn't that sound like something out of a fucking an old Godzilla movie?
Rodella.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Rodella.
Thomas Rodella.
Faces another accusation.
And they tried to run him down. He said, "Yeah,
it's going to be a video. I don't want
unbelievable, dude. You know, unbelievable. And if somebody tried to run a county sheriff down, right, in the state of New Mexico, right, New Mexico, do you not think that he would have discharged his weapon? He would have shot the shit out of that car. Any police officer I know, you can try to run a cop down with a damn car and not get shot, or at least have your car shot at, and this dumb shit thinks we're going to believe it. See, that's why, that's ridiculous, man. They need to nuke that town and put up a parking lot with a big McDonald's in the middle.
Yep. He got picked on in school.
He got voted for. That's frightening, dude.
Yep.
And his kids cruising around with them and bullying people? Yeah, I don't like bullies, man. Never have, never will. Makes me want to go there.
Yep.
Makes me want to go there and meet him. Because I've never met a bully that wasn't a punk. Never.
Well, I told you my my bully story. Not, but it was the tail end of it. This kid that got bullied a lot. I think I told you. I don't know if I mentioned it on another show.
I think you did. I don't remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, junior high, man. The guy was like McFly on Back to the Future.
Jeez, Back to the Future.
He got picked on all the time, man. And he's a cop. Now, and I'm just, I cringe at the guy who, reminds him of
right.
anything from his past.
Anything
and maybe
negative, that's right.
Maybe that's the case. It's like.
Well, yeah, and it's it's I don't know, man. It's just frightening. It's frightening.
It is.
Police officers do a hard job. I'll give them that one, right?
Yeah.
They got a shit job a lot of times. Okay, they're very thankless. But you know what? There's a lot of thankless jobs out there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's a lot of
customer support at Comcast.
Fucking Time Warner, dude.
Yeah.
We work hard. So does my washing machine.
Yeah.
No, it's like I don't know. It's
pay my bill while you play computer solitaire.
Well, here's the thing, man. That's like a firefighter complaining about, you know what? I'm always going to these fight. Well, then don't be a fireman, right? It's hot.
This job sucks. Man.
I'm always warm. I can't.
It's hot. We're always flying through town.
But you know what, Joe? That doesn't mean I don't appreciate and respect firefighters or police officers. You know what I mean? It means I'm tired of the bullshitting and the bitching and the whining, right? That's all. It's time to John Wayne up, baby. I just watched True Grit the other night.
That's why people are upset. I think that's why people are so upset.
Well, society has become this little PC, prissy, and the other thing, everybody's a hero. You're not a fucking hero just because you clock in, right? Yeah, you're not a hero. You put yourself in harm's way, you're not a hero. You save somebody and you go above and beyond, you're a fucking hero. You got my vote, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You show up, you start your car and go on patrol, you're not a fucking hero.
Sports celebrities are not heroes.
No, they're not heroes. Dude, they're grossly overpaid.
Got arrested for domestic violence. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, no shit.
His wife's a Raiders fan.
Dude, 400 years from now, they're going to look at the pay scales and how sports figures have lived and gone, what was wrong with this world, man? Yep. What were they doing?
Yep.
You believe it? You can stand outside of a Lakers game. I used to go to Lakers games all the time, dude, and have homeless people asking you. It's weird, dude. It's weird. We went, I'll give a plug out. We went to Not Dead Yet 3 the other night. It was for Jason Becker. It was an ALS fundraiser in San Francisco at the Great American Music Hall. And you know what? It was a nice little get together. Could have had a better turnout. Disappointed in all you people. But you know what? Next year it'll be even better. Last year they had.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it. That's what I'm saying.
It was a nice little thing. This is the third one.
In the age of social media and just putting stuff out there, I'm amazed that the stuff that I don't hear about.
Yeah, that's why I thought it could have been done better. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: all these people doing this ice bucket challenge. Okay, it's brought a lot of money to ALS, right? To research, to help, right? Okay, fine. We were there, man. We did an actual ALS benefit. We were there. There was a lot of guys. Steven, I think it was Hunter, a very good jazz blues guitarist. He was there. Last year, a couple of guys from Toto were there. Some other people. So here's the thing. I told a couple of people I'm going to get in touch with Dave, who did the organizing for it this year, and puts a doll. He's a good friend of Jason Becker's. By the way, if you haven't, go to Jason Becker, JASONBECKER.com. Check his plight out, dude. He got ALS at age 20. And was down, man, within 8 or 9 months. That was it. He's still around. He was given, months to live. This was, 15, 20 years ago? Something like that? He replaced Steve Vai, when he was doing his thing. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of starting my, the next big challenge.
Yeah.
It's called bobbing for French fries.
Nice.
And
I like that.
Just take a nice deep fryer and drop some fries in there and see how many you can put your face in there and grab.
Yeah, no, I like that.
No screaming. You scream.
No, hell no. No, you scream, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done.
and I can't wait for the for the bloopers because somebody's going to tip.
Oh hell
tip
yeah.
the hot oil all over the.
Yeah, it's gonna. You're done.
Kids, do not try this at home, please.
Again,
some kids going, that's a great idea. I want to be first.
Dude, they just do such silly shit nowadays.
Thinning of the herd. I've said it. Thinning of the herd.
And you know something? This whole Facebook thing is killing me, man. I don't do that, right? I know you do. I know Jill does. I don't do Facebook. It's depressing.
No, but not to the extent. I go in there and see what's going on with family. I mean,
yeah.
Believe it or not, I had an aunt pass away. I told you.
Yeah, you did.
And that was the way I found out because before people would call everybody, but we got
the pluses of
family.
Social media.
Yeah, but that's that's what it should be used for.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm having
a cappuccino right now while I
scratching my right ball. Left one is next.
Yeah,
right.
No, but it cracks me up because I'm a smart ass. Right now I'm having a cappuccino while I'm reading the paper, and it's like, what hand are you using to type this?
Right. Or one-upmanship, you know what I mean? Oh, gee. I said that to Jill the other night. I said, dude, all your friends, they try to, and I don't know that they're all guilty of this, right? But it's like you're trying to want to oh, look what I'm doing. It's like, okay, you're at the store grabbing fucking nachos and a watermelon and some hamburger buns for this weekend.
Dude, I just had a fucking brainstorm, man. My next reality show.
Oh, here we go.
It's called Facebook Burglary.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
You know, as soon as you tell me you're having a coffee at McDonald's,
yeah.
I look at the time. 5 minutes ago, I'm going to your house.
I
know
like
you're
that.
not. I know you're not there. I know.
Well, you know they've done it. They've done it.
I know.
Yeah.
But this is friends and family that I know and love.
Well, here's the thing, though, Joe. I'm going to be OG here. Okay, I'm going to be an OG. I'm sticking with what I said a few episodes ago. I'm going to take any reality-based show or whatever, right, that you come up with or that's already in existence, right?
Yep.
Add a sniper to it, and I'm telling you, that's going to bring us ratings.
Well, I mean,
people would want to see. So yeah, you don't have to kill them, right? That's not what I'm saying, right? That's messy. Right. The insurance gets stupid. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, just wing them, right?
Yeah. No, well, you heard my spiel, but I don't think I brought this on the air because I'm sure the cards and letters will come in. You know, it's called Shotgun Wedding.
Shotgun Wedding,
and we do a little investigative work on the bride and groom, and if one of them's a piece of crap, this guy during the ceremony comes up and just blows the guy's head off and just says to the other party, "You'll thank me later."
I'm saving.
And they cut to commercial.
I like that. And boy, what sponsors we could get. Right? Oh, yeah. Everything from...
fishing lures.
Oh, everything, dude. Fucking hefty Ziploc bags. Right? Squeegees, right? There's two right there.
Guy rides around in a motorcycle, investigating,
I like
he goes through the engagement announcements in the paper.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, this guy looks kind of fishy.
Oh, yeah.
Or this broad, so he follows her around, finds out he's already cheating on her with her sister, and it just shows up at the wedding.
I like it.
Would anybody here contest this marriage, this union? Please step forward, and you hear boom.
Oh, I like that. Hey, I wanted to mention something here, Joe. If somebody emails a good show idea to momentswithoutreason@gmail.com.
Share it.
If they email us a good show idea, doesn't have to be like outstanding, but just something funny, something good, something that they want to hear or that they think other people want to hear. I'll give them a $25 gift card for movies for I think it's Century Theaters or something like that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so $25. I said this.
Hold on, I'm getting on email right now. I'm going to send you something. Send me that card.
I know your address. I'm going to be like, hey, that's really. You're going to be like, no, we moved. It's not us. No. I tweeted about this the other day. I said,
give me your home address. I'll snail mail.
This seems really weird. You've gone to a couple of movies in the last couple. I don't know anything about that. And. So they can also send us messages there, and soon the website will be up. We'll probably let them know on our next episode.
Yep.
And they can check us out on iTunes. Give us ratings. We got 5 stars now. We have like 10 ratings on there. We have 5 stars.
Thanks, Mom.
That's right. Thanks, everybody that did that, including the people we paid.
No sé qué está pasando.
Exactly. You can also check us out on Stitcher.com and Spreaker, Joe's favorite, SPREAKER.com.
It's going to be like a sobriety test one day.
It is.
Read this. Spreaker.
All right, you're good. They're going to be like, he's half Asian. He can't. It's okay. He can speak that way. Get it? Cataract. It's like, I don't care what you drive. Anyway. Okay, Joe. This was fun.
Yeah.
Email us, somebody, about a show idea. We'll give you this gift card. It'll be great. What we'll do is we'll take your idea, and as soon as we use it, we'll email you back, get your information, and get you out the $25 gift card for free movies at, I think it's Century Link Theaters or something like that. Okay?
Century Link Theaters.
Or AMC. I don't know, one of those.
Yeah, Century Link's going to be pissed off. They're a phone company.
That's true. Maybe it was Showtime.
You want to watch a movie?
Showtime After Dark or some kind of theater.
Oh, wait. We'll give you a handful of quarters. Go down to the Tenderloin.
Welcome to the TL. Do you mind if we dance with no dates?
Get some homeless guy to dress him up in a tux. Here, man. You're going to get these people. They recommended some good shows. Give them a good time.
Yeah, Alan and Joe were full of shit. This doesn't seem like shit. I don't feel good about this. This is bullshit.
Why is the floor sticky?
I'm still in the city. I don't feel comfortable with this.
Why is this guy
dude.
cleaning my windows?
Oh, yeah. All right, man. This has been fun this week. Joe, you're going out of town again soon.
I am, next week.
Dude, you are like
my house.
You are like a traveling dude, man.
Can't wait for it to stop.
Man, yeah. No
Especially
doubt.
right now, man. The families are still traveling.
Yeah.
But next week school starts, so yeah, we'll have
Then it'll be nice at the hotels and quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
no
hear
kids running up and down the halls.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
we'll have safe travels.
all right.
And we will talk to everyone next week. Thanks for joining us.
We'll be live from Philly.
That's right. We'll be in Philly. That'll be really cool. 3 hours ahead. Nice.
I will take pictures of the Philly cheesesteak that I'll pick up.
Oh, man. I can't wait for the website.
I even
to get
stuttered on that, man. I was like,
That's good. See, you got all excited and shit, all that meat.
Cheesesteak, good.
Already getting tired from all that beef. You're like, oh, I just... yeah, this is going to be cool on the website, dude. We can post all kind of crazy shit on there.
There you
That'll
go.
be great. Okay, cool.
They'll do man on the street interviews, too.
That's right. Excellent. I like that. Thanks, Joe.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Join us next week for another episode of Moments Without Reason.